I know, boys. Yeah! Good on you, Thomas Burgess! Good on you, Tommy! South Sydney! Yes! Yes! Go! Yes! South Sydney! South Sydney! South Sydney! South Sydney! South Sydney! Go! Go! Yes! 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 Go! Yeah! Yeah! Good on you, Joy! Let's go, boys! South Sydney! South Sydney! South Sydney! South Sydney! Go! Go! Yes! Yes! Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another NRL tipping video, and welcome back to another NRL live stream. My name is Cody. Welcome to the YouTube channel of Cody's Footy World. Hope you guys are doing very well on this very fine, very chilly Tuesday afternoon, 10th of June 2025. Team List Tuesday once again, and I am back with another tipping video to go over round 15 of the 2025 NRL season. Only 5 games this week. This will be the second time it will be Origin affected round this week, with Game 2 of State of Origin emanating from Perth from next Wednesday. So this will be only a short round this week, but we've got 5 games to go over. But before we do that, guys, if you guys are new around here, don't forget to like the video, like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new around here, and don't forget to comment down below in the live chat, or if you're watching this back to video, don't forget to comment down below of what your tips are and your try scorers for each of the games that are happening this week. But anyways, guys, going over last week's results. Last week, I managed to get 5 out of 8 tips correct. I was doing pretty well to start round 14, and unfortunately, Thursday night lost with Manly. They should have won that one, honestly. And then with the Sunday games, my boys obviously losing to the Raiders. We'll get into that very soon. And then Tigers just losing to the Panthers. I think Tigers had a chance in that one, and they definitely give it a crack. Obviously, unfortunately, just penalties didn't go their way, and they just fell a bit short. But anyways, 5 out of 8. Not going to complain too much, but it's 5 games. So now, if I remember for last time, I only got 0 out of 5 from round 12 from when I last did 5 games, and that didn't go well. So hopefully we could do one better this week. Even if I get one tip correct, it'll be better than what I did in round 15. But anyways, guys, hope you guys will enjoy the stream as well. We'll just go into the live chat here quickly to see who we got. So hello to Luke Melbourne Storm fan. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Did you hear? And hello to Matthew Dixon. Did you hear about Cobbo? Yes, I did. See a rumor of Cobbo potentially coming to the Rabbitohs in 2026. I mean, that will be a lovely inclusion to our backline. At this stage, I'm not going to believe anything until it's officially announced, but unless it's from a very reliable source that has done it with other major signings in the past. But at this stage, it's only a rumor, but it'll be a lovely addition to our backline. With Cobbo, and he's had experience with Wayne Bennett before he went before he went to the Rabbits back in 2020. But anyways, guys, with that out of the way, let's get into the round 15 NRL tips. My apologies. And our first game kicks off on Thursday night. We have a local derby rivalry. I wouldn't really call it a rivalry these days, given how these fixtures between the two have been over the last few years. Anyways, we have the 5th place, Cronulla Sharks, against the 11th place, St George Illawarra Dragons. Last week, the Sharks losing at home 40 points to 10 against the Warriors. Now they've lost 3 straight games against the Warriors at Shark Park, which is interesting. And the Sharks have lost their last 2 and have conceded around 80 points or more in the last 2 games. Back in round 12, they lost to a C-strength side, Roosters side. I think it was 42 or 44-12. And then they lose 40 points to 10 against the Warriors, who have been doing well this year. I mean, worrying size there from the Sharks, and it's only 2 points the difference between 5th and 12th place, which is crazy to think about. Oh, sorry, 1 point. So wait, what a Penrith? No, they're 3 points behind. Yeah, whatever. But yes, it's interesting to see how the ladder is happening. And as for the Dragons, well, they can't win the premiership now. They were flogged 56-6 against the Dolphins last week up there at Suncorp Stadium. Really worrying signs from the Dragons. They've been very inconsistent for the last couple of weeks, but gee whiz, that loss put a pencil through them. And the thing goes, if whenever a team concedes 50 points or gets flogged by 50 or more, usually win the following week. But we'll see how they will go for this week. Now let's go through the team list, and some of these teams will have Origin players not playing this round as well. So we'll go for every single one of them now. So for the Sharks, Ronaldo Molitello returns from suspension on the wing. So Matt Hawaii pushes into the centre to replace Kyo Iro, who suffered a pectoral injury. Toby Rudolph is listed among the reserves as he nears return. Now for the Dragons, Val Holmes is the only player playing for Origin from the Dragons. So Corey Allen slots into the centres and Tyrell Solomon returns into the wing in place of Christian Blotton, who suffered a hamstring injury last week. Emil Goulart will start at prop after being 18th man against the Dolphins, and Leichia Leilua starts in the back row in place of Raymond Fatala Mariner illness. Hame Saleh is the new face on the bench for his first game since round 23 last year. And based on the head-to-head between these two, since 2020, the Dragons have not won a single game against the Sharks. The Sharks have won the last 9 straight games against them. Dragons haven't won this fixture, rivalry, or derby, whatever you want to call it, since 2020. Now, the Sharks, the last 2 games have been very terrible, and Dragons concede 50. So I guess you can say this game could be a flip for coin. But I'm going to back the Sharks in this one. I don't trust the Dragons after they conceded 50 points last weekend. Thus, they can't win the premiership now. So for this one, we'll go to Sharks. I reckon it'll be. I wouldn't say it'll be a 13 plus, but I think it'll be a 1-12. So I think the Sharks win by 8. Scoreline 24-16. First try scorer. We will go we'll go Sana Katoa to score first. Anytime try scorers, we'll go Adam Fanua-Blake, and we'll also go Damien Cook from the Dragons as well. So Sharks to win the first one, 1-12. Now we move into our only Friday night fixture, kicking off at 8 p.m. And whoever idea it was to put the Titans as a 8 o'clock free to egg, where they are placed at the moment is clearly in their mind somewhere. But as I just said, in last place currently still, we have the Gold Coast Titans playing against the 9th place Manly Sea Eagles from Seabus Super Stadium, kicking off at 8 p.m. on Friday. Last week, the Sea Eagles Manly had a blinder against the Knights. They led 16-0 at halftime, and somehow they let the Knights catch up, 16 points all. Then Manly scores 22-16, Knights 22 all. Then Golden Point, Knights put in a kick, and Manly players just stand around. One of them goes for the ball, but then doesn't grab it. And then one of the Knights players passes to Ponga, and he goes over, scoring the try, losing 26-22. So really pathetic from Manly from last week. And as for the Titans, I expect them to be flogged by Broncos last week, but not like that. 44-14 against the Broncos last week. And Broncos, well, they're not playing this week, but those outfits on Broncos, woo-wee. They look very solid in them, and they did it for a good cause. I think it was for a dog foundation or something like that. But good on them for doing that last week. Now let's go through the team list for both games. So Tino Falasu-Malawi and Oweka Falawakan won't be playing this week, so they're in Origin camp. Khalees Haas starts at lock, and Isaac Falasu-Malawi, Tino's brother, joins the bench alongside Josh Passington for an NRL debut. Also coming on is Tuki Simpkins, who last played in 2021 for the West Tigers. Sam Barrels is listed among the reserves as he returns from a hand injury. And as for Manly, a huge inclusion for Manly. Tom Tafoyevich is back from a thigh injury, and Jason Sub from an illness. So Stila Takiaho returns from a calf injury, which sees Jazz Devonga revert to the bench and Sophia Sipley to 18th minute. Lehigh Hopewade suffered a Category 1, so he will be unable to play this week, so he will miss this one. He'll play in the next game. For this game, Titans were awful last week, but Manly also collapsed and blew a 16-point nil lead. It's not the first time Manly have collapsed like that before. It's happened once or twice throughout the season as well. For this one, though, Titans have just been horrible this year, and they deserve to be in last with how they're playing. So for this one, I will back Manly in this one. Manly to win 1-12, though. I don't trust them winning 13+ after last week. Even with Taylor Cherry Evans playing, which he got the axe from Queensland. He's no longer the captain for the Maroons now. But I will still back Manly. Manly to win by 10. 24-14 scoreline. First try scorer, we will go Homale Olorokoladu. Anytime try scorers go Bo Thermal. And we'll also go Jason Saab to score as well. So Manly to win 1-12 in a very poo slinger of a game on Friday night. Now we move into our 2 Saturday games, kicking off 5:30 p.m. from the McDonald James Stadium up in Newcastle, up at Broadmeadow. We have the 15th place Newcastle Knights against the 10th place Sydney Roosters. Yes, you heard that right. The Roosters are shockingly in 10th place right now, and I am very surprised as well. Now, last week, the Knights, they were going into that game prompting that they were going to be laid to lose. They go 16-0 half-time. They were trailing 16-0 rather. Then somehow, booed by their own fans, and they managed a spiritual comeback, 16-0. Then it goes to 22-all, golden point, and Ponga with an excellent try from 20 metres out, goes over, scores the goal, the golden point try, winning 26-22. Now, as much as I didn't think the Knights deserved that win last week, that was very impressive from a team who's had the worst attack this year. And defensively, they haven't been too bad, but attack-wise, they've been terrible. But last week was a very good game for them, and I do take back for their win last week, but a very good win overall. And as for the Roosters, they're coming off their second bye of the season the week before, losing to the Raiders back in round 13, losing 26-24, which makes Raiders going 3-0 over the Roosters at the new Allianz Stadium now. And now let's go through the team list for both of the both teams. So Kalen Ponga is in Maroons camp. Fletcher Sharp moves to fullback, and Jackson Hastings comes in for his first game of the season at 5'8". Bit surprised there. Matt Croker starts a prop in place of Tyson Frizzell, who suffered a concussion, and Matt Arthur has been added to the bench. After returning to the field in New South Wales Cup last week, now the Roosters, Sam Walker has made his NRL return for his first game since round 26 last year after rushing his ACL injury. Dom Young comes onto the wing in place of Robert Toya, and Mark Nawak moves into the centres with Robert Turby obviously playing for the Queensland side. Nafeel White and Nat Butcher return from their respective knee injuries back on deck, while Egan Butcher joins the starting side for Angus Crichton, and Zach Docker-Clay comes onto the bench. So obviously Roosters will miss all their key players, but excuse me. But see how the Roosters did against the Sharks back in round 12. I think they will be the same here as well. So for pretty much the first time this year, or the second time this year rather, I will be tipping the Roosters. And yes, only the second time I've only tipped this side that I hate the most, but I can't stand this Newcastle side. They're very inconsistent, been the worst team to watch this year, no doubt. So I'll back the Roosters to win in this one. 1-12 though. Roosters to win by 12. First try scorer goes to James Tedesco. Anytime try scorers goes to Orica Sam Walker, scores one in his return game. And for the Knights, we'll go Dylan Lucas and also Fletcher Sharp. So Roosters to win in this one, 1-12. And we move into our second Super Saturday game and our final one for the Saturday fixtures. We have a Queensland Derby, the first time these two are playing this year. We have the 6th place North Queensland Cowboys against the 7th place Dolphins from Queensland Country Bank Stadium for a Saturday 7:30 p.m. kickoff. And the Cowboys are origin affected heavily, and Dolphins have only got the hammer out for the the origin side. But let's go over both teams. Last week, the Cowboys went down to Melbourne for the first time since 2019. Come up to lose to the Storm quite. I mean, they gave them a go in the first half, but it wasn't to be. So Cowboys going on to lose against Melbourne. I think the score was 38-14. And as for the Dolphins, they scored 56 points against the Dragons side that's been inconsistent all year, winning 56-6. And I believe that's the first time the Dolphins have scored 50 points. So if that's the case, congratulations to the Dolphins. Finally scored their first 50-point game in their short history since they've been in the comp since 2023. Only taken them 3 years to do it. And now let's go over to the team list for both of the players. So with Tom Dearden, Ruben Cotter, Jamirai Nana, and Reece Robson on origin duty and suspensions to John Bateman and Fialmi Folia. These are new look to the Cowboys. Scott Drinkwater takes over as captain, while Murray Talangi, calf, Kyle O'Donnell back, and Jason Tomalolo, calf, returned from injury. Braden Burns returns in the centres. Jack Clifford is at halfback. Thomas Michaela and debutant Caden Lars are the new faces. So we've got a debutant. Congratulations to him. And as for the Dolphins, Jake Gavarillo slides to fullback and Max Vigay comes into the centres with the hammer in Maroon's camp. Rain Stones returns from a shoulder injury on the bench to fill a hole left by Max Pluff, who's suffering an unfortunate ACL injury. All the best wishes to Max Pluff, being one of the best players to watch this year. For this game, this one's going to be really tough. I mean, Cowboys have lost 4 origin players to origin, and the Dolphins have only lost a hammer, but they have lost a couple key forwards as well. But the Dolphins, the last time they played origin-affected game, they were excellent against the Bulldogs, winning 44-8. And for the Cowboys, I mean, they have a 5-1 draw and 6-loss record, and yet they sit in 6th place. This is a tough game. This will be a tough game to pick, but and also another thing, the Dolphins have won 2 out of 2 games playing at Queensland Country Bank against the Cowboys. The Cowboys have never beaten the Dolphins either at QCB, and I'm going to go for 3 in a row now. I reckon Dolphins go 3 in a row against the Cowboys up at QCB Stadium. So I'll take the Dolphins in this one, 1-12. I reckon it will be a close game. Dolphins to win by 4. 2016 scoreline. First try comes from the Cowboys. Jackson Purdue goes over for the first try. And anytime try scorers, Cohen Haas, and we'll also go Herbie Farnworth. So Dolphins to win 1-12. And now we move into our final game of a very short round 15 round. The only Sunday fixture, a good Friday rematch, or the shit Friday rematch, as I like to call it. From Accor Stadium for a 4:05 kickoff, we have my boys who sit in 12th place against the current competition leaders, the first place Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs. Now, last week the Bulldogs coming off a very good win over their arch rivals, the Parramatta Eels, on King's birthday long weekend, King's birthday public holiday, I should say, rather, which was yesterday. 30 points to 12. And that's for my boys. Well, how do you go leading 12-0 and a team that's in the top 4, the king of comebacks, they've come back in majority of the games this year, and you let them score 36 unanswered points and not to score in the second half? What I saw on Sunday down at Canberra was the worst performance by the Rabbitohs so far this year. I know we got demolished by the Dogs, 32-0, and then beaten by the Knights, 30 points up at match ground, but we had injuries across those ones, and we had a near full strength side, probably our fullest full strength side since round 1 to date this year, with all the injuries that we've had in and out this year. But so the boys had a good first half, and whatever the fuck happened in the second half, and must say, I had wished the boys had played a lot better. Even if we did lose to the Raiders eventually, I wish it wasn't by 24 points, but gee whiz. having Jaden Humphreys on the bench and Jaden Sullivan starting at halfback, that's fucking ridiculous. At least it's not happening this week, thankfully. But anyways, that's in the past. And let's go through the team list, shall we? We'll start with my boys as always. So Latrell Mitchell's the only player playing for the Blues. Now I know Keon Koloamatangi is 19th in the reserves for the Blues, but he has been named to play this week. Jai Gray comes in at fullback after missing last week. Jaden Sullivan to 5'8". And Jamie Humphreys is back at halfback, which he should have been at last week. David Malawi has been added to the bench. Good. Sean Campy should have been dropped. Campbell Graham is listed in the reserves as he returns from back spasm that ruled him out in the last week's game. With Campbell Graham, I reckon he will line up in this game. Now, obviously, depending on how he will go with the captains rather than with the other training sessions, but I reckon he will be I think he'll very likely play this week. Who he will replace, I am not sure, but I think it's going to be Isaiah Tass most likely who will make way, but that's just me. And as for the Bulldogs, Lachlan says after coming from the bench in the win over South, Lachlan Galvin moves into the starting side with Matt Burton in Blues camp. Lachlan Galvin won against the Eels, not the Rabbitohs. We play him this week, for God's sakes. I mean, I know Galvin, he did play against the Rabbitohs in round 11 against the Tigers, but Galvin didn't have. Well, they've got this wrong. I'm so disappointed. Jacob Carraz moves into the centres to cover Stephen Crichton, and Blake Wilson comes into the wing. Max King is also on Blues duty. Josh Curran moves to front row, and Jacob Preston returns from suspension in the second row. Jake Turpin and Kurt Moran are the new faces on the bench, with Kurt Mann set to make his Origin debut for the Maroons next week, and Galvin joining the starting side. So Bulldogs have got quite a few more players out this time for Origin compared to last time, but if it's going to be anything like round 12, I reckon we're a chance in this game, honestly. I know having Latrell there is going to be a massive blow, but I think we'll be okay. And Cody Walker out with a groin injury, not the best, but our last win, we did have Jaden. We did have Jaden and Jamie in the halves, and they did play well together in the halves and in their respective roles. And with Campbell Graham, I think if he does play, that would increase our back line. But for this one, obviously, I'm going to back my boys. Get some dirt revenge against these bloody Bulldogs who have been doing very well this year. But if it's anything like round 12, then I think we can get the job done here. But it's going to be tough. I reckon we can get it done. Rabbitohs to win by 10. Scoreline 28-18. First try scorer goes to the Bulldogs, however. We'll see, I reckon Bronson Sherry goes over for a try, any first try. And anytime try scorers, we will go Keon Koloamatangi and we'll also go Viami Kikau. Jacob Preston, to go over. And Rabbitohs to win 1-12. And I will be there, of course, as always. Another vlog happening, game on Sunday. Been quite a lot of Sunday games, but been enjoying it. Hopefully, we can get the win, because if we don't win, we will fall further down the ladder. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up my round 15 tips of the 2025 season. Hope you guys have enjoyed the stream. If you guys have, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new around here, and don't forget to turn on those bell notifications so you don't miss out whenever a video gets posted or whenever I go live on YouTube or whenever I'm doing a stream. But anyways, guys, good luck to your teams this week that are playing this week, and your team has to bye. Well, you've already won pretty much, but good luck to the teams that are playing this week, except for the Bulldogs. We're coming to hunt you down. We are going to get revenge, and I'll be screaming my head off if we do beat them. We need to start winning again, but still halfway through the season. Anything is possible. My name was, guys. Thank you all for watching. See you all in the next one.